She's getting worse as this video goes on.
At first, I was like, okay. And then she said, not in a school setting. And I was like, stop talking.
Taking the child to a different location. This is what people do that want to kill children. Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I'm depressed.
And today, we're reacting to lesbians that do not represent us.
Well, we're sapphic. We're not lesbians anymore. Remember? We changed this.
We had to change it. Okay, ready?
Adult sperm donors have to pay child support. Back in 2018, I was artificially inseminated because I'm a lesbian and I wanted kids, right? So me and my girlfriend decided that we were going to go find a donor and have a kid that way. I had my baby in February of 2019, and after that, my girlfriend and I stayed together for about 3 more years, and then we broke up. My girlfriend never signed the birth certificate of our child, and it was also illegal for same-sex couples to adopt a kid at the time. So she never became the parent of our child legally. And so when we broke up, she said that she had no legal obligation to this child, and she didn't want to be the parent anymore. Of course, I was like, whatever, that's fine.
Hold on. So that right there is kind of weird. Like, if you and I decide that we're going to have a baby and you're going to get inseminated and have the baby.
Right.
And then we break up and I just bounce.
Well, I'd find you.
Wrong.
If
we had a kid together and then we break up and I'm like, I want nothing to do with this kid, then there's something wrong with me.
I had an ex who insisted on wanting to have a kid with me. And I said, no. You know why? Because it's really hard to prove that you're legally the parent if another person's carrying your baby. Also, if for some reason, which I know wouldn't be our situation, but let's say that you carried the baby. Mm-hmm. I'm not leaving that kid's life.
No.
You know me well enough to know that that would be my child.
Yeah.
Maybe not physically my child, but emotionally. So, why were you guys having children? How long were you together before? Why did you have children to begin with? Anyways.
Good questions. I would like to know as well.
Because I had an ex that pushed like that for kids. I want to have kids before I'm old. I want to have kids. We're in our 20s. I want to have kids before I'm old. I want to have kids before I'm old. Imagine if I had a baby with that.
I wouldn't be able to date you. Because
no, I'm just saying
what you dated should be in an institution.
Yes. But I'm imagining that's exactly what happened here. They were together like maybe 7 months, and they were like, let's have a baby.
Yeah, I don't think they were together that long.
Like maybe 7 months.
Yeah, probably.
And then they decided to have a baby, and now this poor child has this psycho for a mom.
Just give me, some child support. And she said, did you not hear me? I have no legal obligation to this child. I'm not going to pay child support. So, of course, I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? Because I've never had a job, so how am I going to find one that...
Oh, hold on. She asked the person who's not biologically related to this child that decided to bounce, ask them for child support when they have no legal right to the child.
Yes, but also she doesn't have a job. Why would you have a baby never having a job?
That's a really great question. I would love to know that answer.
You never babysat for money? Nothing? And you decided to have a whole human pop out of your uterus?
How does she think she's going to be able to afford the child if she didn't have a job? Because she didn't really care about the child. I think she had the child for herself, not for the child.
I believe that this woman is why we have welfare.
Yep.
I'm going to find one that is going to pay me enough to support my family. So now I'm trying to get the sperm donor to pay child support because biologically he is my daughter's parent. So I want him to give me his half. Of course, they're refusing to give me his contact information, so I don't know what to do at this point. But I just think it's really messed up that somebody can just go donate sperm and then have nothing else to do with the kid that comes from it.
The same is true. The same is true of your eggs.
Yeah.
Does that mean that if there's a single dad out there, let's say that his wife died, but they had to use IVF and implant another woman's egg in there, does that mean that he has every right to track down that woman? Because I don't think so.
That died?
No, the wife died. But the wife couldn't conceive. The wife had no fertile eggs. So they took the baby. They took someone else's eggs.
Right.
And
she had the baby.
His sperm, put that in the woman.
Wife died.
Wife had the baby, but then died. Does he now get to contact the woman whose biological egg that was to say,
ask for money?
No, to say, come take care of your baby.
No, because there's forms you have to fill out, and
it's legally no longer yours.
Yeah, exactly.
You sold it. It's like a house.
Whoa.
It's like going back to your childhood house and saying, let me in.
Are you telling me that this chick didn't even, read the forms about, receiving a sperm donor and the things you can and cannot do?
I can't even kind of imagine that this is real. because it costs so much for IVF.
So how was she able to afford the IVF?
If she doesn't have a job, IVF is like insane. It can't be real.
Either way, it's making us look terrible.
It costs about a car.
12,000 can be as much as 25, as low as 10,000.
So, like, if she's really never had a job, that means that her significant other paid for the IVF, which means that she would have a legal right to the child.
But she decided not to because she didn't want
To be with you.
This girl was in a relationship with this lesbian and invested a lot of money in this relationship / family with this crazy lesbian. Now, if that person was willing to walk away and take those losses, that means that this lesbian is psychotic.
Did you not hear what she was saying at the beginning? She's clearly lost her rocker if this is real.
That poor child. Anything else to say?
I can't fathom that being real. But, you know, there's crazier things in the world today.
Like this one. Ready?
Oh, God.
I'm having the best of my life after phalloplasty. I didn't get bottom surgery until 2 years into my transition. It was something that I thought about from the minute that I started my transition until I actually got it. Essentially, they take a piece of skin from your arm or your leg and they mold you up. 6 months after, they give you a set of balls. Essentially, they have a pump in your balls and it pumps saline into your ballots so that you can get an erection. My first sexual experience after phalloplasty, after my stitches were healed, I was trying everything and anything. It was like stuffing a Twinkie into something. It was not the best. I feel like my real first experience was after I got the pump with the extra stimulation and the validation within my own self and my own.
I'm sorry, but that's totally a chick thing that she's doing right now. I've seen so many chicks do that exact same thing with the exact same look, with the exact same kind of facial, on all that. Dudes don't do that. They usually have more of a masculine energy when they're coming up to the camera and they're biting their lip or whatever. I've only seen lesbians do this.
Yeah, it's really sad. Because, like, you're not feeling sexual pleasure. You're feeling like now you're fulfilling the role that you were just, like, supposed to be in. Those eyelashes scream woman.
Body, it felt like I was enough for my partner. Like, it's the best that I've ever had. I'm having a...
So she's never had sex before until now.
No, this is what
That's my assumption, or she's just like lost in her head.
No, I can tell you that she hates penetration. It does not feel comfortable. So she likes to give it, and because she only had fingers before, she didn't feel adequate enough. And now that it's touching her and she feels like she's actually doing it, it feels mentally better. Because remember, sex is very mental for women.
Very.
Especially lesbians.
Yes.
That's why lesbians have things like strap-ons. Like, it's not because they want a penis inside them. It's because it's very giving.
Yes. It's sexually
Women are very, very giving in bed.
It's sexually satisfying to her because it's the mental thing. Mm-hmm. Because, just like you said.
Yeah, there's no actual sexual stimulation.
I don't think she's feeling any sort of orgasm or anything like that.
No, I can't imagine your arm flesh is orgasming between your legs. I'm sorry, was that too on the nose?
And it's not they take a piece of skin. They take like a chunk, dude. They take a
large
chunk.
piece.
Or from your thigh.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen I've seen what it looks like after they remove the skin, and it's not pretty. It's like you got attacked by a shark or something.
I pride myself on being a teacher who's very open about her life. And one of the things I'm very open about is my sexuality.
No!
You don't need to be open about that with kids. You could be open about, like, shows and, like... You don't really need to be open with kids. You can have conversations as a teacher with kids. But I wouldn't make them about personal things. I mean, the most personal you can get is, like, I like Disney Channel. Like, that's the most personal I'm okay with. You know what I mean?
Hi, kids. My name is Miss... Sanders. Sanderson. And I like pussy.
Right. You don't need to say that. Like,
no.
Like, you said you knew who your teachers were married to. I knew who my teachers were married to.
Not all of them, though. Some of them I didn't know if they were married or whatnot.
But you had an idea of some of them.
Some of them, yeah.
You probably heard them at one point say, oh, me and my wife had a nice weekend.
Yeah.
Or ABCD.
Yes, but for the most part, there was a very, very big boundary that wasn't crossed.
But they didn't come in and go, hey, I love fucking my wife.
No. Hi, kids. I'm here to teach you today about me.
Also,
That's what
I just
these
came
teachers
so
are like
hard.
now.
So, yeah, that's what it feels like when you're talking about sexuality with your students.
They're not your friends. They're not your buddies. They're not your pals.
They're also children, and they don't need to hear more about sex. They're getting enough of it literally everywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe shut the fuck up.
Good idea.
I have a trans flag, a bi flag, a non-binary flag, all on my desk at my work.
Hold on. Is this a chick or a dude? I don't even know anymore. I can't tell anymore.
I think the little nose means chick. But it's hard.
It's hard to tell nowadays.
Let's hear this out.
Okay.
But there's one thing I'm not open about, and it's being poly. And today that actually became something I had to worry about for the first time. See, the kids are interviewing us teachers as a part of learning how to write profiles on others. They'll soon be doing it with each other, but they're starting with the teachers so they can all work together on one subject. And one of the kids on Tuesday is going to ask me if I have a partner. And the answer is yeah. And I have another one too. And I don't know how to handle that conversation because while I know that the kids are more accepting.
Wait, why is the kid going to ask this teacher about her personal relationships?
Why can't you? So let's say that it is for writing. So they're talking about writing profiles on people, right? Writing about someone.
Okay.
That's
Why do you have to get into so much detail?
why can't you just say, yes, I have a partner? Why can't you just limit it to one of them so they're not confused?
Yes, I have a partner, and I have another partner to fuck me in the ass later.
I actually have two partners. They hit me up at once, and it's just a wonderful experience.
Yeah, well, you guys are off at recess. We're getting down
I'm sending nudes in the bathroom.
against the chalkboard or the whiteboard.
Because while I know that the kids are more accepting of things like homosexuality, bisexuality, all of that, polyamory is not in the conversation. It's not something that is talked about. And I worry.
You know, those queers, they know all about those queers, but do they know about gangbangs? Do they know about threesomes? Do they know about orgies? These kids are not educated.
I don't have any answer. I'm flabbergasted by all of this. Why? Why?
How do I tell my students that I'm a unicorn and I go and I marry couples? I don't know. Help me.
She should ask the principal. How do I tell the children that I have 5 partners that rail me in between classes?
Excuse me, Mr. Principal, sir, but how do I tell my kids I'm a slut?
Why do they want to talk to kids about this stuff? This is my
Because they want it to be accepted.
But it's not about you. It's about teaching the kids.
No, you didn't understand. She goes, she literally just goes, all these queers and homos and fags get talked about, but I don't get talked about for liking 2 dicks in my vagina at once.
You know,
That's what that was.
leave your personal life at home. If you're teaching kids,
Are you gonna marry
they're
both?
underage.
Are you marrying both those people? Doubtful. Which
can't.
one?
You can't legally marry 2 people.
Which one? Which one's the more serious of the 2? Stick with it. Go
Mormon's
with it.
been trying
Stop
it for-
talking about your fucking experiences in the bedroom.
Oh, because the kids want to know. We need to normalize this.
The kids don't want to know. You just want to tell them. No kid has
And
been like,
why? Why?
I've never even once thought of a kid being like, please tell me about your sex life. Please.
What's a lesbian? Ask your mother.
What's sex? What's sex? Show me. Like, no.
In her head, she probably thinks that these kids actually really want to know. They don't.
They don't.
It's the little voice in your head that's telling you to do this evil groomer, pedophilic, predatory stuff. Stop it.
Yeah, this one's wackadoodle-doo.
And I worry not only would this be something that might lead to rumors that I am cheating on my partner or that I am a swinger or something like that, but would also just totally derail the class. So the obvious
Are you not a swinger? Because, like, that sounds very swinger to me.
I think swingers, they
switch partners.
Yeah.
But are you not, like, switching between partners? Are you not swinging between 2 men? Or women? Or whatever the f*** you're dating?
I don't know.
I don't think swinger is a bad... wait, hang on. It's okay to be polyamorous, but not swingers? Are you judging someone else's sexual experience? Are you
Sounds
saying
like
it's
it.
not okay to be a swinger? Are you saying that the consent between those 4 people is not okay?
swinger or something like that, but would also just totally derail the class. So the obvious answer, the one that I went to first, is I'm not going to talk about it. But that feels wrong too. I don't like lying to my students. I don't like telling them falsehoods. And also, I don't feel
Really? You don't like telling them falsehoods? Like,
Do you tell them
trans women are women?
Do you tell them Santa's real? The Easter Bunny's real? How young are the kids? Do you pretend leprechauns come through the room and wreck it up? What the f*** do you mean you don't like lying to kids? Kids live off of lies.
There is a little voice in their head that just gets louder and louder and is telling them, no, you have to tell these kids about it. You have to. No, you don't. That little voice is like the devil on your shoulder being like, hey, you want to get fired real fast? You want everyone to think you're a groomer?
You are. You're talking about getting dick down to children.
Oh my. Okay, maybe she's not saying dick down.
It's not a lie. You're just not telling them everything. There's a big difference.
It's called boundaries.
Children get lied to literally 24/7, especially with whatever agenda you've been pushing with all of your flags in your classroom. So maybe just let kids be kids. And when they ask you if you're with someone, just say yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be complicated. I'm pretty sure I've told this story before, and I think it's an important one. When I was with a girl, and she had a 5-year-old sister, and she asked what it meant for us to be girlfriends, I just told her we were really good friends. Because they don't need to know more than that.
They can't possibly understand
She
or
wouldn't
comprehend it.
understand anything beyond that.
I don't feel comfortable answering the question by saying, yes, I have a partner, and having to pick which one I pick as the face for my relationship. That feels super, super gross, right? So I guess what tentatively I've decided after talking with my co-teachers and my assistant principal is maybe the right way to do it is answer the question honestly. Say, while I don't feel comfortable talking about who I'm in a relationship with in this specific setting, I will say that I am bisexual. I've dated people of many different genders. And if you're interested to talk about that or my own specific relationship, and you're really, really insistent, let's just not do it in the classroom setting, and we can do it like in lunch or...
Ah! She's getting worse as this video goes on.
At first, I was like, okay. And then she said, not in a school setting. And I was like, stop talking.
No,
stop talking. You went too far.
You're taking the child.
No.
You're taking the child to a different location. This is what people do that want to kill children.
No, it's not. But that's the thing is, it's not even. She's staying outside of school.
Them.
She's staying outside of school, but that's not what she means. She's staying outside of the classroom.
At lunch.
So I'm going to talk to you at lunch or at recess.
About my bisexuality. No!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
Don't do that! What are you doing? Oh my God. I can't. I cannot. I'm so happy I don't have kids. Holy shit on a cracker. This is nuts. Holy fuck. I can't. We're never having kids. Not until they completely do away with this nonsense. You know what happens when you teach kids about sexuality and sex too soon, right? When you expose them to sex too soon, you know what happens, right? I think we all do.
It fucks with them.
It messes them up.
Yeah.
I've never seen one person who was exposed to sex stuff as a child who came out unscathed.
No.
This is just another way of messing with kids because you're so vain that you can't just shut the fuck up and not talk about yourself.
Because they need to express every part. Didn't you hear her say how she can't just put one partner up front because that would be favoring one over the other? Like her partner's going to know what she told some fucking kid in school. This is
Why
the
do you
problem.
care what kids think about you and your partners? Like
every monogamous person gives zero shits because their partner is their partner. You should also give zero shits because your partners are your partners.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about it, just be like, you know what? I got a husband and a wife. Done. You know what? Get it over with. Don't get into your sexuality and how you men and women and how you can talk to kids about this. Just shut the up, say the truth, and move on. If it's really that baffling to you, I have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Done. Kids are so overexposed to things that they won't even ask what it means because they probably know.
Maybe see a therapist because this little voice in your head that is telling you to talk to kids about your personal life is doing you an incredible disservice and is going to paint you in a terrible, terrible light and you're going to lose your job.
Sure, in the after-school GSA club or something like that where maybe it's a little bit more of an acceptable and understanding situation to bring this up. Now, this is a long rambling thing and...
GSA, Gay Straight Alliance, and now I'm going to sprinkle my poly all over it.
Why not just bring NAMBLA into it too?
Hi, kids. This is me and my 2-3 boyfriends, Tony, and Tony.
Tony? We got one more.
Okay.
Hi, so I have a small dilemma. I am starting a new job on Monday, and it's a teaching job, so...
Do you think those swords make her glasses really heavy? She's over here like so. Do you see him falling down? Wouldn't that annoy the shit out of you? Those little dangly ass swords.
So the kids are going to call me either Mr. or Mrs. Jamie. It depends on what I want, but I, as a non-binary being, I don't know what to pick. I feel like Mrs. would be easier.
What'd I say? You could tell just by looking at this individual that they are mentally unwell. Let's hire her to teach children, because she thinks she's multiple people.
I spent like 3 days now wondering how a deer could die standing up, and this woman has spent probably a week thinking about what she's going to be called by students. Am I the problem?
Why think about yourself so much if you're really not special?
Because you want to be. Because you're only special to yourself. Other people may be like, yay, good for you, but they don't care. They're not like asking her more information.
That's why she offers it.
Only special to herself, and she
Yeah.
believes the world has to share that view.
You ever been to a job, it's lunchtime and you're having your lunch and then someone sits next to you that you don't know and they talk your ear off about all their personal stuff and you're like, I didn't even ask.
Yep.
And then you can't get rid of them? That's her. I could smell people like this a mile away. And I think you could, yes, you can. You could smell her right through the screen.
Easier for the kids, but Mr. makes me feel better. But I also kind of want to try mix, but I don't know if the kids can do that. I don't. And then what do I do when they ask me if I'm a boy or a girl? I'm not. I don't know.
Explain that it's young kids too.
It's young kids. My class is gonna be 4-year-olds, so I don't know. And then I don't know if I want to go by Jamie or Jamie Ray, because Jamie Ray is the name that I go by now. I don't know.
Oh my God, I have so many things that I'm just so stressed about. I mean, that 4-year-old kids, how do I groom them correctly? Oh my God, they're not even gonna understand what mixed means, but I want to feel like a guy, so I want them to tell me that I'm a guy, because inside I'll feel better. It doesn't matter what the fuck they think, but I want to feel better. So maybe I'll have them call me ma'am on like Mondays and Tuesdays, and then sir on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then mix on Fridays.
You forget that schools have stupid things like A and B days or things like that. So it's like A days, they'll call me Mr. B days, you call me Miss. It's stupid.
Any advice would be great for any non-binary teachers.
SOS, save our ship.
SOS, SOC, save our captain. Thanks.
I don't know if I should go by Jessica or Jessica Renee, because it's like what I go by now. There's such a difference.
And if they call me by Nina instead of Nina Marie, I'm afraid that I'm going to get really emotional and I'm going to feel really triggered.
By my
4-year-old students.
Funny, right?
Very funny.
This is the problem, is that they're more focused on this than what the ABCs are, or what they should be teaching in their curriculum to their students.
And we wonder why so many children can't read.
No, they're too busy fucking figuring out how to spell mix. She says she's a boy, but she's screaming like a woman.
What does that mean? And then the children start crying.
That'd be hilarious. I got kicked out of school because all the kids cried at my transgenderness the first day.
Kids do get scared. I heard this one story of this couple. They had a daughter, and her uncle came over and decided that was the day he was going to tell them about his transition. And he came in looking like a woman, and it terrified the child so much. She was so triggered that she didn't want to see him anymore because she was so afraid. It was so startling to her.
I had an aunt that every time she'd try and hug me, I'd cry.
Did she smell?
No, she just scared me.
Too much makeup?
I don't want to leave it in.
Okay. Well, what'd you guys think about these videos? Did you think they were as crazy as we thought they were? Because they were pretty crazy. Let us know in the comments below.
Let us know if you're a miss, a mixture, or a mix.
Also, my new song and music video will be coming out Friday at 12 a.m. It's a song called What You Would Have Been Like. I wrote it about Lil Peep. Check it out. Link is in the description.
Check it out!